Hi guys, welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. So today we're going to be doing a product review of something new to the market that I haven't encountered before, so it's kind of quite cool. This is the Auto-Glanz Homebrew Quick Detailer Kit.
Is that alright? Yeah. If you don't shoot it, how am I supposed to hold it? Is that alright? Yeah. I'll give my gun away when it's loaded. Is that alright? Is that alright with you? Is that alright? Yeah. Give my gun away. Is that alright?
So just a quick word on Auto-Glanz and what they're all about. So they are a UK based company. They've been around about a year. What is cool about them? Well, I know them well. The channel knows Auto-Glanz really well. The channel was created actually to host a little video I'd done on a couple of their products, a wet coat and an alkaline wheel cleaner. Now, so their product range is good. The product branding is strong. Their website is strong, okay, and the range is growing quickly, okay, and it will do. You'll have probably already heard of it if you haven't. But if you haven't heard of it, go to the website www.auto-glanz.co.uk, and I'll put a link there for the website, a link in the description for the website, and a link specifically for this homebrew kit if you want to go and buy it. But if you haven't heard of them, go and check out the website and look at the product range. And a very quick word on why that range is cool, okay? So the branding is strong. The range is catering for everything you need to be able to do full details on your car, and the range is getting bigger all the time. I think they're going to be offering abrasives soon, all sorts of other stuff. So you're going to see more and more products coming, although it's quite a pretty formidable big range as it is. Why is Auto-Glanz cool? What does it give you that you might not get from other detailing providers? And there's a lot of them out there. One thing I'll tell you, take the wheel cleaner for example. I get through a ton of wheel cleaner, okay? It's one of those products that you do not want to be paying a fortune for, okay? You do not want to be paying 10-15 quid for a pre-mixed 500ml bottle of wheel cleaner, because you will go through that, you'll clean your wheels a couple of times, in 2 weeks it'll be gone. So something like wheel cleaner, and any professional detailer that's doing this day in, day out, you need to concentrate, okay? And that concentrate gives you the flexibility to mix it out thin if you really just want to do light cleaning, or mix it thick if you want to do heavy cleaning. But the key word is mix it and bulk it out, so that when you buy your concentrate, you end up with litres of the stuff, so it lasts you months and months and months. Auto-Glanz cater for that, okay? So they're not trying to sell you 500 millilitres for a huge amount of money, okay? They are giving you those options there, okay, for the professional and for the hobbyist detailer, and value for money. Check their prices out as well compared to some of the other brands. Their prices are strong. To give you an idea, I think, I don't know, I can always end up with egg on my face saying this because I don't know everybody's prices in my head, but I think their detail spray is about sort of 8 or 9 quid for 500ml, I think. And that's a really good price, because most of them, you know, 13, 14, 15 quid, which is getting a bit expensive, okay? So it just gives you a little indication of where they are. Okay, so that's enough. Oh, I'm rambling, but one last thing that's really important, okay? And this is more of a prediction. You will see from Auto-Glanz, above and beyond other companies, one word, and that's innovation, okay? So this product, this homebrew kit, is an example of it. I don't know of this offering being on the market, being able to formulate your own quick detailing spray. We're going to talk about why that's really cool in a minute, but it's new, okay? Now I tell you now, this is my prediction, you're going to see a lot more innovation coming from this particular company over the next sort of few months and over the next few years, hopefully. You know, it's a tough market to operate in, but if I predict any company is going to do well, I think this company is going to do well, because it's doing all the right things you need to do to succeed, but it's doing things that other people aren't doing. And like I say, this Homebrew kit is an example of it. Okay, so that's the preamble on Auto-Glanz. Let's go ahead now. Go ahead, I love that word. Let's go ahead and look at the Homebrew, the Auto-Glanz Homebrew kit and how it all works. Okay guys, so I was desperately trying to get through that last section a bit quicker so this doesn't become an hour video of me talking a load of old cobblers. You must be getting used to that now. So the first important thing, this Homebrew kit, the cost of the kit is £32.95, okay? When you first hear that, £32.95, that sounds like a lot of money. This could be the best bargain you've ever had detailing wise, and I'll tell you why later on when you see how much detail you can make up from this kit, okay? So that's the cost of the kit, very important, £32.95. What else is important is what do you get for your £32.95, okay? So the primary contents of the kit, the most important thing, are these individual ingredients to your quick detailer spray, and there's 3 of them, okay? Now this is the most important thing to understand with this Homebrew kit. You're getting 3 main central components, and they're called emulsions, okay? So my understanding of an emulsion is if you have a product like a wax and you have a product like water, wax and water will not mix together, they will separate, okay? An emulsifier is a product which makes the wax and the water mixable, so you get an emulsion. So you've got 3 emulsions, all these different types of products that don't normally mix. Our first emulsion they've called QD1, okay? It's nice and simple, QD1, 2, 3. QD1 is a gloss-based emulsion, okay? So I don't know specifically what is in this, if this is wax, if this is gloss boosting polymers. That part of the technology you're not going to get access to, but this is the component of your detailer spray which affects the gloss, the shine, the reflection element of what that detailer spray does, the gloss boosting portion of it, okay? And you can listen to me ramble on about detailer sprays in loads of other videos, the best detailer spray on the channel, and the QD mega test one on the channel as well. So QD01, gloss based emulsion, 100 milliliters of it, okay? So it's a concentrate, obviously. QD02, this is listed as a filling emulsion, okay? So certain products in the detailing world will fill and mask scratching, okay? Like micro scratches, you might not even be able to see them. A lot of them aren't even visible unless you've got real intense light and you're at the right angle, okay? But what fillers do is they sit in those scratches and they hide them, okay? They level them, they provide a leveling effect. That leveling effect will give you, you know, a better finish on your paintwork. You know, if you've got a swirled, scratched finish, and you can see it sometimes under the right sun, it affects how the colour that's underneath the clear coat is reflected back to you. So by filling all those scratches up, you'll get, you know, a better finish on your car. So I think they also call this the colour emulsion, but filler emulsion on the bottle, but I think it uses the word colour emulsion on the website description as well. So it's important to understand the basics of what these emulsions are. So that one to give you the kind of the shine, the reflection. This one to give you filling and masking and a better kind of colour, I guess. A better colour reflection coming through. The last emulsion, a durability emulsion, okay? So this is obviously something that's curing. So like whenever I say this is something, I always get it wrong. Well, this is just in my brain, okay? I might have the chemistry slightly wrong because I'm not a chemist. But this durability emulsion will be the portion of the product which is going to be some sort of curing polymer which will give give a kind of strength to the product. So if you didn't put this in the mix, whatever products you're putting on the car, the gloss emulsion, the colour emulsion, are going to wash away a lot quicker and the effects will be short-lived. So this will give you durability. As well as giving you durability, it will probably give you a certain type of water behaviour. And the popular water behaviour that everyone kind of wants in the detailing world is this kind of beading or lotus effect, where the beads of water really struggle. Something to do with surface tension, but they struggle to sit down on the car. So you get these lovely kind of pronounced beads that will you can push them and nudge them off and they roll off the car. And that's what people seem to want, okay? And it's kind of cool. The whole beading thing is kind of cool, okay? Like it or love it or hate it, it's kind of cool. So hopefully this durability emulsion will make your product, which you formulate and you mix up, last longer and give you some nice water behaviour. That's my understanding of what it should be giving you. Okay. They don't just give you that stuff, they also give you these options, okay? They give you fragrance oils, 10 millilitres, because you don't need a lot of this. You put in 1 milliliter, okay? So you've got enough fragrance oil here up to mix up 10 litres of stuff. You can pick your fragrance oil. So I think this smells, it's strong because this is concentrated. I think this is bubble gum. This is what it smells like, okay? So I've got some bubble gum scent here. It's kind of cool. And they give you 100 millilitres, which is a ton, because you only put 1 milliliter in. So you've got enough dye here to mix up. So you've got enough dye here to mix up 100 litres. Unless my maths is wrong. 100 litres you can mix up with this. So you're going to have loads of dye left over. Lovely. Okay, it doesn't smell of anything, it's a dye. Okay. I've also received, I'm pretty sure you get this in the kit, 2 empty bottles with spray nozzles, so you can use these to mix up, okay? You can put your product in there. You also get, because you're going to be mixing small amounts of these emulsions, some measuring syringes, okay? So that means you can measure quite accurately, which is going to be important. That's what you get in the kit. I don't know if it's just because I'm special, but I got a free air freshener as well. So I think you get lots of freebies with Auto-Glanz, so we all like a freebie. So there's an air freshener in there as well, which is cool. What else do you need? Okay, to mix down with these emulsions, you need distilled water, deionized water, okay? So I got this from Euro Car Parts on their flash. Once a month they do a flash day. We get 30% off, and everyone goes and buys tons of Sonax BSD. I see like posted one guy with a bag of like 20 of them. But I went and bought 5 of these, so you know, about 25 litres of deionized water. So because you always need it as well if you're ever mixing out coolant or whatever on cars. But it's handy if you're detailing as well, because some products that you make yourself, it's much better. If they're products you're going to use in your paintwork, it's better to use this water than the tap water with all the, you know, all the gunk in it and all the minerals and all that sort of stuff. It's nasty hard water down where I am. So I recommend you get your distilled water from Euro Car Parts generally when they do their 30% flash day, okay? What else? In Sainsbury's or Asda, or if you're in America in Walmart or whatever they're called, you know, well, you've got all these different shops over in America. I can't remember what they're called, but if you're in America, it's Walmart. If you're in the UK, it's Asda's. They sell these plastic measuring jugs for like 20p. This is a litre one, so it's got the scale on it. That's really important. You must have the measuring scale so you can measure your stuff out, okay? That's going to come in handy. I think Auto-Glanz might sell these, but I always have tons of these spray bottles, you know, these adjustable spray bottles. This holds 750 milliliter for when I'm mixing up stuff and stuff. So I'd probably recommend with a detail spray, it's always nice to have loads of it, so you don't have to keep filling the thing up. So maybe if you want to, this is optional, you can go and buy a spray bottle. I think Auto-Glanz sell professional ones with the double valve triggers on them, you know, that might be a bit better than this cheapo one, but whatever. Optional thing. Okay. So the next thing to get across, I haven't played around with this, so I've got no idea what's going to happen here. So we are obviously, sounds obvious, we are going to be mixing up all these products to a formula to make our own detail spray. That's the thing I haven't really talked about much. Well, I don't know nothing about making a detail spray, so could this all go horribly wrong? Well, if you go to the Auto-Glanz website, and then in the shop section down the bottom right, there's a Homebrew tab, and you'll find this product in there, the Homebrew Quick Detailer. You click on that product and it gives you all the information you need to know to mix this, and it's really, really simple, okay? So we've talked about what you get in the kit. So the only thing we need to really sort of go through now is how we mix this stuff out. They provide you with some rough guidelines on how you might want to mix this stuff, and it's quite simple, okay? So based on mixing a litre of this product, so a litre is 1,000 millilitres, because all this measuring stuff, okay, you know, there's gaps in everyone's knowledge, there's gaps in mine with weight. I'm rubbish at like weight, with pounds and ounces and all that sort of stuff, but I'm not great with millilitres. But anyway, we're going to be mixing up 1,000 millilitres of product to make 1 litre of detailing spray. So on the Auto-Glanz website, they give you an example recipe and they give you some rough guidelines without spoiling all the fun for you, but just telling you not to go stupid on the filler, the colour emulsion, okay? Because that is I believe that's a resin emulsion, okay? So those resins that fill and set in the scratches, you use too much of that stuff, it's going to be harder to buff off the product. And with a detailing spray, that's a cardinal sin, okay? You want your product to go on and buff off really easily. Their kind of suggested mix for you as a starting point that you might want to try are 3% of the gloss boost emulsion, 0.5% of the filler colour emulsion, and 1.5% of the durability emulsion, okay? And then they give you an exact amount in millilitres as if you're going to mix down 1 litre. And so they say use 30 millilitres in this kind of suggestion. You don't have to follow it, it's just a suggestion, okay? So we're probably going to deviate from it a little bit. 30 millilitres of gloss boost emulsion, 5 millilitres of the filler colour emulsion, 1.5 millilitre of the durability emulsion, and then whatever's left, 950 roughly of water to make up your kind of litre of product. And then put in 1 millilitre of fragrance and 1 millilitre of dye. So that, ooh, the hell's going on around here? Just had some sort of power cut. Okay, it's all stormy today. So very simply, so that's very simply our recipe, and we're now going to go ahead and follow this. So what we're going to do, because like I want to just try something a little bit different, we're going to stick with the suggestion of 30 millilitres for the gloss. We're going to stick with the suggestion of 0.5 for the filler, the colour emulsion, and we're going to up the durability emulsion. We're not going to double it or anything stupid like that, you know, you stick the old bottle in. We are going to just go from 1.5 millilitres to 2 to try and enhance that kind of, as if I got a master plan, but just to see if we can get a little bit more beading, a little bit more protection and durability out of the product, okay? So just going to up that a little bit. This will be our first attempt. You could, if you wanted to, use less of these emulsions when you're starting out to just create some different products that you could play around with and kind of, you know, you don't want to waste it all. You don't want to stick the whole lot in and make you know, litres of the stuff and then find out you don't like it. So you could do some small samples first and then find the one you like the most. I'm going to go ahead with it and make a litre because we're sticking roughly to their kind of suggestion, so we know it's going to be all right with a tiny little bit more durability. So let's go ahead and mix this and have some fun. Okay guys, so hopefully you've got a good view of this now. So I want you to be able to see the products and not me. which is good for you guys. Right, so this I want this to be nice and simple because you don't want to be messing around with this for hours. So let's see how we're going to go. So I've got my rough recipe here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put in the emulsions first. So we said we got emulsion number 1, our gloss-based emulsion, and let's just use a bit of common sense and give these a little shake. It's always a good idea, isn't it? Because I've got no idea what's in here. So just make sure that whatever's in here is all mixed up. In fact, we'll shake all of them. There we go. Right, so we are going to go with 30 millilitres of this. So this thing only contains 2.5 ml. So, oh, this one here, look, they're different sizes. So that's 2.5, and this one's 5. So they've thought of everything here, because you'd have to do quite a few with this, whereas this one we're still going to have to do 10. No, we're not. Come on, brain. 6, aren't we? 6 times 5 is 30. There you go. Oh, so here we go. Number 1. Okay. There we go. It's quite easy. It's quite clean to use. It's like an X-Men episode. If I inject it here, I'll be the next Wolverine. It's not good. Okay. So that's 5. 10. 15. Might be a good idea to wear gloves if you're doing this, but I'm not really, it doesn't seem to be going everywhere, let's put it that way. 20. 25. 30. Okay. Right, so one other thing I didn't mention is because the smart people out there, the real clever people, will be realising that you're going to be using more of your gloss emulsion. You know, we're using 30 ml of this compared to 5 ml of this. So you're going to run out of this first, okay, and then be left with a load of other stuff. Here's the cool thing: you can buy any of these emulsions individually to top them up. So that's kind of quite cool as well. So if you once you find your kind of mix that you like, you can then make up a hell of a lot more for not a lot, because these are relatively inexpensive, and you can buy them on the Auto-Glanz website. So that's our 30 millilitres of gloss emulsion. Now we need 5 millilitres of our filling emulsion. Make sure you check the labels each time, because you don't want to measure the wrong one out. So this is QD2, and we want 1 syringe worth. Ooh. This is a lot more closer to a loose liquid. That was more kind of, that was thicker, you know, like wet toothpaste. This one's like water. Okay, so that is our filling emulsion. Get rid of those. Get these out of the way. Right, what do we want now? Now we want 2 millilitres of our, let's just give this one final shake. So we use the little syringe, and in we go. And there we go, we're at 2. So there is our durability emulsion, okay? One other thing I've just got is a little plastic spoon to mix all this together. Right, now we are going to mix in our deionised water. So I can just want to make sure I can see the scale. In fact, hold on. I'm already open here. So be careful when you're putting this in, so it doesn't splash it everywhere, you know, just go slowly. Okay, hopefully you can see better. So this is our finished thing. So I should have probably used a bigger jug. So that's one thing I've learned. But it'll be alright, it'll be alright. Just going to take my time and stir this. Once it's all in the bottle, I can shake it all and mix it all up a bit better. I just want to make sure that there isn't a little kind of all those things sitting on the bottom. I mean, they should all dissolve well in water, you know, mix all down, blend. Right, so we now want to be putting our dyes in. So let's go with our colour dye first. So I've got like a lovely, just keep this back here so you can see it in focus. This is like a lovely kind of cherry colour. No point sniffing it, John. Right, it's just dye. So we're going with 1 millilitre of this stuff. Well, he's given us loads, so we might as well go with 1.5. Let's get a real vivid colour going. Right, here we go. This should be quite cool. Look at that. Wow. Right, now we give it a mix. In fact, I'm learning quickly, never leave bottles on the side with the tops off. The amount of these I've knocked over. So let's give this a stir, see how we get on, see if we've got a nice colour. It's a bit pinky. So I could obviously put more in, or you pick whatever colour you like. So consider, this is one thing, consider the fact that the base colour of this is white. So whatever colour you're going to get, if you get a red dye, it's going to mix with the white and go more kind of pinky. Same with anything, you know, if you go, you know, it's going to be a whiter version of that colour. So you know, no, who cares about the colour, but I want a nice vivid red rather than the old milkshake pink, so I'm going to go with a bit more dye, and there's tons of dye here, so let's put in another 1.5. There we go. Give this a little stir. So we're still dark. I mean, I could keep going with this. This will do. We'll go with pink. Nothing wrong with a bit of pink. Okay. Now let's empty this out, because we're going to be using this. Okay. So now we're going to go with 1 milliliter of this concentrated scent. Okay, so this is a bit fiddly because the bottle isn't filled, but you can just put a little bit of a tip on it. Yeah, that works. There we go. Bit more. Bit more. Bit more. There we go. Okay. Spot on 1 milliliter. And in we go. So that is our scent. It's a real real strong scent, but that's probably coming from that bottle, so hopefully. The scent looks like an oil. So you're going to really need to shake that in, because the oil and the water don't want to mix, but there'll be emulsifiers in here, so if you really work that hard, those oils will probably break down and spread. Yeah, I can see it happening already. So because I've got this so full, I can't go too crazy or it's going to go everywhere. Okay, so now we want to pour some of this out. So just bear with me a second, I need to get a funnel here. I'm just going to stop recording. Okay guys, so one other bit of kit that's going to be handy to have is a funnel, okay? You can pick these up on eBay for like 2p. You know, we got everything in the forensics formula test lab. So, right, let's mix these in. This is the bit where it's probably going to go horribly wrong, and I'm going to tip it everywhere. So let's get that funnel there. I've got a feeling there might be some spillage here. I'm just going to zoom you out. Bear with me. All right. And up. There we go. And are we in focus? I'm doing manual focus here. I've noticed on all my videos half of them are going in and out of focus all the time. So this is trying to improve on that. Just going to give this a little stir again. Right, here we go. Oh, I'm spilling, spillage. Oh, there we go. Oh, my elbow's in the way, sorry. So whenever you're pouring, have a look at the size of the nozzle and don't over pour, else it all leaks over the top. So that's the thing I've just realised. So just pour nice and slow like that, and you won't lose any. Look at that. Fantastic. So what I'm going to do, bear with me. Get rid of that. This work surface is no stranger to detail spray. So I'm going to fill up one of these little bottles as well, because I'm going to give this to a friend to see what he thinks of this. Oh, right, here we go. So nice and slow, and it should go no problems. Yeah. Right, let's continue to be careful so I don't knock any of these over till you've got the lids on them. Where's the lid? Oh, here, right. There we go. So that, let's just get this in focus. Is it in focus? There. That is our detailer spray made up and done. So let's have a play around with this. Right, I'm going to just kill the camera. Okay guys, so we're going to use our detailing spray on the M3. See how we get on. Well, the bottle's nice. That's nice to get a bottle which sort of mists it out. Hey. Lovely. I can see it kind of flashing away, which is always a good sign. Lovely. So I've got no kind of residue issues with this, kind of like leaving, you know, sometimes they can be prone, detailer sprays generally, to kind of leaving residue and streaks. Well, I've got a good light to be able to see the car here, and this isn't leaving anything. It kind of flashes away and leaves the product behind, and what's left behind isn't streaky, okay? So that's good. So we spent a long time on this car, getting the paintwork in nice condition. You know, so you're seeing good paintwork underneath this. This is not, you know, the detailing spray is the icing on the top. It's that little extra bit of kind of gloss, but the condition of the clear coat, as you kind of know, is the thing which is going to give you the real kind of nice finish on the car. So this detailer spray is just that final dressing, you know, to lift it up a little bit more and really give you that shine. So there's no issues with this at all. I guess one thing I need to test is how's that affected the, you know, what's it giving me in terms of protection and water behaviour? Because it's a detail spray at the end of the day, but the detail sprays have come so far now that some of them almost, you know, can match waxes and sealants for the protection. So I'm interested with the durability, emulsion that we've put in there. What that's giving me in terms of protection. So that's one thing for me to have a look at. Okay guys, so we've made our final product now. So my first thoughts with this whole homebrew concept was that something could go horribly, catastrophically wrong and you'll end up wasting your money and having some horrible product. Okay, I think to do that you'd have to do something really stupid, like use the whole bottle of one of them, you know, and then you got a product which is over concentrated in something like the resins that you don't want on the car. So as long as you stick to the rules, roughly to the rules, you want to deviate a bit, that's the whole point of it, but as long as you stick roughly to those guidelines, and perhaps it would be a good idea to make your first homebrew similar to the sample guidelines, I'd say. And you might just want to mix up 250, is that 250? Yeah, it's 250 ml. Just mix up one bottle close to their guidelines and have a look and see what you've got. A bit like when you're doing the homebrew waxes. And then on the next one, you just perhaps maybe tweak one ingredient that you're interested in providing more of, whether it be gloss, whether it be the filling capability, you know, the scratch filling. But be careful with that one, because I think that's the one they advise you don't use too much of, or it's going to, you know, those resins are going to be hard to remove. Or the durability one to try and give you more water behaviour or more protection. So that's the unknown for me now, and that's the fun part for me now, to go ahead and experiment and see what changing those components does in terms of products, and ultimately making products which can do things that I want them to do, which is another whole reason for going down this homebrew, so you can cater the product for how you want it. Okay, so there's going to be a bit of learning going on, which is always fun. So far so good. The second thing, as always, the economics or the financials. The financials to this are pretty impressive, okay? So I have still got, I've mixed up 1 litre of detailing spray so far, and I have still got tons of product left over. So, you know, the mathematics can be quite complicated depending on what you use. But if you wanted to, you could mix up. If you used a slightly less, amount of gloss emulsion and did a good mix, you could mix up tons of this stuff. I could probably get about 5 litres going here. 5 litres of product. The cost per litre is gonna be tiny compared to going out and buying some of these detailing sprays. And some of these detailing sprays are expensive. They're good, don't get me wrong. Some of them are great, but they're expensive. Some of them are like 15 quid. The Zano ones, I think there's Zano one out there that's like 20 quid plus for 500 millilitres. You can have 5 litres of it in. You can mix it up to how you want it, and I mean that. It's not a gimmick. These ingredients you can change the amounts to give you the characteristics you want just by small amounts, and that's part of the fun as well. So again, my analytical mind is trying to look at this concept and find flaws with it, because that's just how I work. But there aren't many flaws. It's good fun, it's easy to make, it's simple to make, it's cheap to make, and it's flexible. You can change it to however you like it. So far I think this is a really good concept. I think it's going to sell well, and I think people are going to like it. And I think people are going to learn from using it, because that's how you really, mixing stuff up and changing the formulation, that's how you're going to learn how things work, isn't it? Okay guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next edition of the Forensics Detailing channel.